Hey everybody, it is August 31st, 2009. I'm Sonic Suns, and I'm here to talk to you about my back, spine, or however that works. Yeah, so you can get some lumbar support here as I sit. Because chairs aren't typically built the proper way, you know, it's easy to do this. Talk about chiropractic. Let's see if we can make this an under 10-minute video. Oh, that's so very rare for me. It's 2009, as I said, and around 2007-ish, I don't know exactly what the date was or whatever, my back started hurting. And I've had things like in the upper back and the lower back and then the neck and then nothing that was a disability, you know, but it could bug me sometimes. I feel like sitting somewhere. Maybe I have to sit on an event or whatever. I have to sit down and be like, keep moving and just keep trying to find something that was comfortable because freaking nothing was comfortable. And it would last for like a few hours. And it would come and go. It would always come and go. Sometimes it would go for a couple of weeks and it wouldn't bother me, and then it would come back again. I don't like the exact records, but suffice it to say, I went to a chiropractor. I went to the local one that, you know, I'd known about, and a couple people I know had gone to this guy. Took an x-ray, did a couple of adjustments. Put on this table, and what's called a drop table, where like part of it drops down as you push it, and somehow this helps. What does that do? Like it changes the duration of the force applied or something? I don't know. See that? See this? I just did it there, but I do the neck thing. This is something I learned from my third chiropractor. Yes, there are three of them. So, getting around to this. So this guy did a couple adjustments. You did an x-ray and pointed out, okay, like I think my pelvis was like at the wrong angle, and we should have better posture. We should all have better posture, better exercise, and so forth. And I'm always at a computer, right? Or holding a camera. Well, then, you know, just having an arm in a very stable position this way a lot is probably bad for my right arm and shoulder and everything. So, did a thing, and later on it still hurt, and I'm back to like, I think a week later or something. Maybe not exact schedules, whatever. I went to this guy, and then I didn't see it for like a year, and it was hurting again, so I went to him again, and then it was still hurting, and then I went back to him again, and did another thing, and each time, he didn't have a whole lot of extra advice, didn't have a prognosis, a general plan. It was basically when you feel pain, come in, and then they'll do like a thing. And there was a couple times where I had an adjustment, and later that same day it hurt, and not even like it hurt in a different way, like maybe as a side effect adjustment, like it hurt the same old way as before. And I started talking, you know, what more could I do? And it became very clear to me that the guy didn't know what else to do. I could see this because I've been on the other side of this when I fix people's computers. Sometimes I look at the thing and I've run out of ideas. And so I start with this, you know, when they ask, I'm like, well, you know, you could run a defragment. I'm going to try that. It's good for you. And another spyware scanner thing. These things are like generally useful, but really I don't know what's wrong with your computer. I've actually hit a wall here. I'm going to try and figure it out, but I got nothing right now. It is clear that this guy was doing the same thing. He kept talking about an Epsom salt bath. That's good for you, but it became clear that was sort of a take two, call me in the morning. That was a generic thing. He didn't specifically know what would or wouldn't help, really. Despite being, you know, licensed, practicing, and having his own office and everything. As opposed to what? Some sort of shady street chiropractor? I don't know. Anyway. Ooh, there's chiropractors on the street, man. Don't trust them. So, I've been told there's another person, another chiropractor, entirely different office, different company or whatever, in town, who was described as a genius by this separate person who'd been a patient with this guy. So this other guy, I don't know if he took an x-ray. He did a different sort of thing where the first guy would grab a certain bit of whatever, he'd push down in certain areas with the drop table thing. This guy was almost more like massage, because he'd do it like really fast. He'd just like moving around and try and just like relax the muscles or something. And then he'd put these big electric pad sticker thingies on your back. And then you'd like turn up the power as much as you could stand. It wasn't to the point of like really being painful. Just like it was a little weird. And this is supposed to help relax the muscles and something. And I did this guy for a while. And again, it was whenever I felt pain, I should come in. But there's nothing really solid on prognosis sort of things or what to do. And I didn't really think out much at the time. I guess that's how chiropractic works. And such. But I did that for a while. And you always do the same couple of things. You know, he clearly had some knowledge. He could tell us I was doing something with my right arm a lot. I was like, oh yeah, that's the arm I hold my camera in. So I tried to do left arm once in a while, but I always forget. But I wasn't really sure it was helping after a while. So it's hard to tell exactly when the pain comes and goes in the first place, but over a while I start to figure it's coming and going at pretty much the same pace, and I wasn't really convinced it was helping. And it was costing me some money every time. I had, insurance, but still had to pay some money every time I went to this chiropractor. So then, there was an art fair in town, and there was an entirely separate chiropractic company people thing. Apparently there are several of them, I don't know, in the area or something. And they were doing free examinations, so they had me stand on 2 scales at once to measure how I was tilting to one side or not, which is something like the Wii Fit does. I have a Wii Fit now, by the way. It's cool. Those are pretty cool things. And they noted I was, balancing too much weight on my left leg. I thought that's interesting that no one has ever pointed that out in the last 2 chiropractors that I've had. None of them thought to measure it. And then they said that my neck seemed to be bent the wrong way. I'm not sure how much of that they said at the art fair itself. But they later confirmed when I took them up on their offer, and they have a reduced price for your first time in, whatever. So I go through, I did a bunch of different x-rays, and then later on you end up doing like this range of motion tests, and they have you like do this, and this, and this, and this, and stretching all these different ways, and they measure, to what angle everything is moving. And the thing standing on the scales and trying to balance tests, and there was a thing that like scanned your feet to see if your feet made sense somehow. I don't even know. And then there was like a survey to fill out of what things hurt you when, and maybe the other 2 doctors had something on the survey, but they didn't have the other things. And then on the day to get your results in, they brought you in this little classroom with like 10 other people who'd also recently done these tests, and they explained over like an hour how chiropractic works. That was pretty cool. They pointed out, and then brought up case studies of previous people who had come to their offices, or just had come to some chiropractic office in general, and what had happened to them. And they stressed, these new people, they stressed continuing care. They stressed, first of all, just the general idea of maintenance care. Even if you're not feeling bad, you should still get adjusted. But if you are feeling bad, they said, it's not going to help to go in once when you're feeling hurt, and I'm going to go over the 10-minute mark, oh well. To go in once when you're feeling hurt, you're feeling pain, and to just leave and come back eventually. They said that doesn't work, and I thought, my previous 2 chiropractors had that philosophy. Maybe that was the problem. Maybe you need a constant diet, and ongoing things in order to keep your spine properly in place.